Hello there, Sagittarius. How are you today? Welcome to your reading. This is a general reading and it is timeless. So remember to take what resonates and leave the rest for everyone else. Now remember that your intuition guided you here and that there is something here on today's card spread that is going to apply to your current situation. All right, if you'd like, you can leave a comment down below and let us know what is resonating with you. And if you'd like to claim this reading, that would be perfect as well. All right, Sagittarius, here we go. Bottom of the deck, King of Pentacles. So your energy is all about creating stability and just basically something that is going to provide security and abundance in the future. So your overall energy is that of somebody who's wise, who is a provider, who is also very secure. You probably likely have a lot of, life experience. And so in this situation, an individual with so much life experience, like the King of Pentacles, is often considered like the wise one, right? He or she is the one that everyone goes to because they have so much life experience that everyone goes to them because they seem to always have the answers. So if this is you, then this is your reading. All right, Sagittarius, first energy here, we've got the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is telling me here that you are being recognized for your hard work, for your talents. This might be a social media thing for you. If this is sort of like your lifestyle, you may be all of a sudden getting a whole lot of followers or recognition online. So that's beautiful for you. And if this is a career reading, of course, this is boosting you up, right? Because the powers that be, maybe people in the C-suite, are recognizing you and recognizing your talents and your hard work. So the influencing card here is the Wheel of Fortune. Everything is working in your favor. With the glow up that you're having here with the Six of Wands, things are moving really quickly for you. You may be, if you're an actor, for example, and now you're getting, you performed at a play, for example, now you're getting recognition. Be prepared for your life to change because perhaps someone is in the audience who is a recruiter, for example, and sees your talents and says, hey, why don't you come and join us at this play or this show or whatever, something like that. And this can also apply to something like a job, for example, if you're an architect or an engineer, someone sees your talents and now your life is changing because they see that you are reliable and that they would want somebody like you in their company. Okay, so anything here can apply to any part of your life, even your love life, right? In your love life, you're being recognized for all of the hard work that you're putting in to really secure the family, secure the abundance, and provide stability in the family. So you are being recognized for all of that and that your life is changing because of it. Everything is working out in your favor. Now, recently in the past, something here has come towards you that has really moved you emotionally, something that is emotionally fulfilling. Again, if this is a job, you might have been offered an opportunity to pursue something that is really touching to you, something that is connected to you emotionally, maybe a passion project or something like that. So something here has come forward that is kind of tugging on your emotional heartstrings, right? Something that you actually care about. It wasn't something that's fleeting or insignificant. It was actually something that was significant and kind of caught your attention. But it is kind of moving you towards this direction here. Now, in the near future, you have the opportunity. I love this because you have the opportunity here to really create the path for your future. The Magician is an incredibly powerful energy, powerful card, because the Magician can literally create whatever he wants, create the future that you want, and everything is under your control. That is the message here. And like I said, if this is a career reading for you, you were offered something that really meant something to you. You were recognized. And here, now you're being rejoiced. There's so much attention being given to you because of whatever it is that you are so good at, and it's changing your life. And because of that, you literally are going to create the future of your dreams. I really like this for you, and it's going to come out. It's going to work in your favor. This is beautiful. Look at that, right? The King of Pentacles. Beware of anything that's kind of shady, of something that, if someone is trying to make you sign a contract, for example, and something isn't sitting right with you, make sure you pay attention to that. Okay, I just happened to look underneath this. But yeah, oftentimes when you are dealing with abundance, there's going to be some shady behavior around it because other people may want what you have. I'm not saying that that's, for everyone. I'm just saying for you, just kind of keep an eye out. I like to give you guys both the good and the bad in the situation, just so you're careful. All right. You may have been working really, really hard because that is what's getting you that recognition. And now it's time for you to rest. And this rest is going to allow you to really connect deeply with your higher self and ask the proper questions of, if you are having a hard time making a decision, for example, if you want to stay with a company or if you want to leave, if you want to, approach somebody and start a relationship, this is a time where you kind of step back, go within yourself, and reflect on the situation so that when you arise, when you wake up, then you have the answers. This is a time of reflection, a time for you to connect with your higher self. Wow. The Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is telling me that you are really focused on creating a very stable future for yourself, which is great because it goes hand in hand here with the King of Pentacles. Because in the future, because you're currently focused on this right here, this is where you're going to end up if you continue on this path of really planning out your future and not making unnecessary mistakes or hasty decisions. This is someone who has planned it out, who's thought about the entire process and how to get to this place of abundance. The Knight of Pentacles is very stable and reliable and dependable, and not necessarily someone who is just very hasty. Let's just say the Knight of Pentacles does not like to make mistakes, okay? All right, now look at what you've got. You are coming in with the Nine of Cups, which is all about wish fulfillment, emotional satisfaction. This is a wonderful reading for you, Sagittarius. This is one of the most powerful readings that I've done for you in a long time. You are coming in with the Nine of Cups. Everything that you are doing here is really coming out to the point where it's gotten you to this point of success, wish fulfillment, stability. Whatever you're doing right now, Sagittarius, boy, you are really making a huge change in your life. Look at this. You're starting to see things from a different perspective. Look at where the Magician is pointing to. The Nine of Cups, right? You can create this. I love this right here. And the Magician is literally pointing here at the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. But in order for you to do this, you've really got to draw within because you have all of the instruments here to create this. You just got to put them to use. You will need to see things from a different perspective here, Sagittarius, because if you're really set in your ways, right, then you're going to need to see things from a different perspective. The other thing, too, is when you have fame and recognition and a lot of abundance, what did I say to you earlier about being very careful that no one is really doing something behind your back? So that's why you need to be enlightened, like this fella here, and see things from take a pause. Don't make hasty decisions. Stay grounded. Take a pause. Go within. Ask yourself, see things from a different perspective because you need to know that the people around you have your best interest. Okay, so that's a very specific reading right there for someone. So if this is resonating with you, please let me know in the comments. Because again, this can be, I'm getting a heavy career read here. That is what I'm feeling, inside here, that this is for someone with a specific career, a big change, recent change in your career. Like you were offered something and you worked at it and now you're gaining fame, you're getting recognition. And you're seeing that, you can literally ask for something and you get it, right? Just be very careful that people are really, that people have your best interest. Look at this. You've got the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. There's no doubt about it that whatever it is that you are pursuing, when you lay down that first seed, I'm surprised you don't have the Page of Pentacles because you've got the Knight, the Queen, and the King now. When you lay down that first seed, it's only going to proliferate there and it's going to grow exponentially and you're going to be very happy. In the future here, you have to be very careful about any kind of shadow behavior, addictions, things like that. Now, again, if this is something where now you're being recognized, right, and you're not really, kind of drawing within, and you're experiencing a lot of self-sabotage behavior, like you're not taking care of yourself emotionally, spiritually, and physically. You're in and out of, relationships that are codependent, addictions, negative self-talk, negative behaviors. You need to check that. You need to check that. The universe is telling you here in your outcomes, if you're starting to notice that your life is kind of spiraling out of control because you've got this huge change, there's so much positivity going on here. The universe is just checking you to make sure that you stay grounded, and really recognize the things that are working in your favor. See things in a different perspective, from a different perspective. Do not surround yourself with people or things that are going to sabotage you. Be aware. Be aware. Draw within. You know the answers. Look at this. The Hierophant. The Hierophant is about traditions, rules, systems. And again, the Devil is about bad behavior, shadow behavior. And so when you get wrapped up and caught up in all of this movement here, and all of the money and wealth and fame, that sort of thing that's associated with like the Six of Wands, you are going to have to draw within, draw from your traditions, from your rules that have been established just for you, right? What are your core values? The other thing too is you may be in a position where you're teaching or you're showing people how to do something, or you are giving them some sort of wise advice, right? You might be a teacher or a spiritual healer. Look at that. Side by side, you've got the Six of Pentacles and the Hierophant. The Six of Pentacles is like the baby Hierophant. This is generosity. This is a wise person. This individual also creates, has balance, and is now in a position where he is giving to this individual here. At some point, Sagittarius, you may have been in a reverse role where you're the one asking for that support, but now you've changed things around because of all of this hard work, and you manifesting exactly what you wanted. Now you're in a position to give, right? Because it's all about reciprocity. You were once these people here that needed the help, that needed the guidance. You received it, and now you're in a higher position, and you are providing guidance and abundance to them. I'm going to move this right here because I think that that's a very important card that we need to really keep our eyes on. And let's get some more tarot cards. Look at that. This popped out for you. The World card. So yeah, you are moving towards completion. Whatever it is that's happened in the past, you are now being presented with new things that are only going to move you in that direction of prosperity and abundance. So something in the past that you have gone through has made you wiser and more grateful. And you recognize the self-sabotage. If you have had an addiction, you may be at this point of completion if you went into rehab or something like that. If you are recognizing all of your self-sabotage behavior, that's perfect. That's exactly what I'm talking about, because now you're creating, or you are at a point where you have emotional closure and you're much wiser for it. All right, let's see what other cards for Sagittarius. All right, we've got Strength. This right here, recognizing the self-sabotage behavior and stopping it and checking yourself on it, that's going to require a lot of inner strength. That is going to, especially say if you are dealing with an addiction, for example, this is going to require you to see things from a different perspective and know that there's more than one way to handle problems and challenges in your life. That's that growth, that's that wisdom that I'm talking about that you're going to go through. Look at that. You've got the Fool card. Because you have checked yourself and you have figured out what it is that's causing you harm or causing you to really not progress forward, you figured it out. And because you figured it out, you can now start something new. You see that? You've got the World card, the termination, the end of that specific chapter in your life. And now you're ready to start something new. I love it. I love it for you. Look at that. I mean, it's prosperity. The Fool is walking towards the sun. Everything is changing for the better for you. Sagittarius, this is beautiful. Look at that, Judgment. So here's the thing. You have a lot of major arcanas here. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a lot of cards. That's a lot of major arcana cards. And, 10. The thing is you're going to, was that 10, 9 or 10? Either way, that's a lot of cards. So what I'm trying to tell you here, Sagittarius, there is a message for you here. These are changes that are happening in your life that is going to be monumental. This isn't something that just happens in a day. This is you transforming, moving towards your destiny, your purpose in life. So please apply the information that you get from this reading here and apply it to your current situation. Again, it's a very general reading, although at times I was kind of pointing it towards career, but certainly the information here, you can kind of tweak it a little bit so that it does apply to relationships, for example, if you are here for a love reading, right? All right, you've got know your worth. Absolutely. Absolutely. You need to know your worth, and that is how you are able to move this way. The other thing, too, is if you did not know your worth, you will continue to self-sabotage yourself, right? You will continue with shadow behavior. But something has awakened you, and now you realize, I know my worth. I have so much strength that I can turn that chapter, start something new that's going to be very prosperous for me. And I've gained that inner strength and fortitude and the wisdom that I need so that whatever it is, that I'm doing, I'm able to just pause and take things and see things from a different perspective, because what I truly want is stability, strength, being able to provide, create security for me and my family. So here we go. Everything is going to work out in your favor. And because of everything you've been through, this challenge here, right? You've got spiritual awakening. Do you see how that all flows for you? It's absolutely beautiful. This is one of your best readings, Sagittarius. I really love this for you. Attend to the details. Absolutely. Attend to the details, because the thing is if you do not attend to the details, it only takes a little bit, right? And if you're working on shadow behavior here, for example, sometimes if it's an addiction, something like that, you're going to have to really pay attention to all the triggers, for example, things that are going to lead you down that path. If you're, trying to start dating again, for example, if you start to notice, it's in the little details, right? You start to notice red flags, you know to cross the street, because that person's not the right person for you. So pay attention to those little small details that are going to sabotage you. Okay? Use your wisdom, your inner strength, your fortitude, and your ability to see things from a different perspective, so you don't get trapped here. I don't want that for you. Okay? Sagittarius, I do not want you to get, this is so much abundance here, that here, it's like a forewarning here, because that's really the only bad card in this whole spread here. Just something that we keep focusing in on. Clear your mind. Yes, the only way you are going to see things from a different perspective is to pause and clear your mind. Once you clear your mind and go within, and open your eyes, you are going to see things from a different perspective. Okay, bottom of the deck, step up and lead. Yes, step up and lead. Here we go. The King of Pentacles is a leader. Look at that. Capricorn, right? That's an earth sign. I mean, the King of Pentacles, this is a Taurus card, but still, it's still an earth sign. So Capricorns are cardinal signs, very strong leadership qualities. So yes, absolutely. The King of Pentacles, step up and lead. Use the knowledge that you have from your past experiences to apply that wisdom, that knowledge into your life, so that when you start your next chapter here and you utilize your inner strength, wisdom, your perspective, right, and your strength as the magician, the manifester, you are going to come out on top, and it is going to be the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. Sagittarius, what a great reading for you. Thank you again for being here. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you'd like, please, that would help me a lot. And it would help me also if you share this with friends, other Sagittarius friends or cross watchers. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye.